Hello friends! So today I'm going to start my vegetable garden for the year. I have attempted this on a couple occasions, sort of half-heartedly, and failed. But it's very important to me, and more so now, because I'm working on developing a more sustainable living habit. And I'm starting small little garden. I picked up some seeds from what is it, Baker Heritage Seeds? I don't remember the exact name of the company, but it's something like that, and I'll clarify that, confirm that later. But I'm very excited, and I'm starting small, again, like I said. I wanted San Marzano tomatoes because I love making good pasta sauce, marinara, and so that was important to me. And they sent me, along with that, these carrots. So I'm going to plant those too. I'm going to start with putting those straight in the ground, because that's what it says, 2 to 3 weeks before the last frost of spring. And I think that I'm reasonably close to that. It's about mid-March right now, here in North Carolina. And I'm going to put these San Marzanos in the starters, the plant starters, seed starters, the trays, so that they can continue to grow inside before I actually put them in the ground, so I can have actual seedlings. Now, I've been reading a book called 4-Season Harvest. I think that's what it's called. I'll confirm that too. And I'm very excited to try to use some of the strategies and methodologies and mindsets that they discuss. And I'm hoping to have a sustainable, even if it's just a small amount, a sustainable amount of vegetable harvest all year long. It's very important to me, especially now, as I'm trying to, 1, be more sustainable myself, and 2, impart a love of growing and being sustainable, growing food and being sustainable, and really enriching ourselves with fresh food with my new child, who was just born just over a month ago. So. Very excited, and so I'm going to start on that. I'm going to grab some tools and get the soil sort of ready to go. Okay. Oh, hi guys. Hi. How's it going? How are you ladies doing? How are you ladies doing? And you there. Don't think I didn't notice you. Hey. What are you doing? Hanging out? Good evening. Good evening to you. You doing alright? You're not going to eat my garden, are you? Please don't eat my garden. Alright, that's a deal then. Also, stop dying under my deck. That's a good idea too. Bye. Be good. I got my hoe and a rake and a trowel. Don't need a lot because I already have this bed set up, but it's filled with leaves right now because I wanted just to have some sort of ground cover and some sort of mulchy composting happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a technique called succession planting. So I'm actually only going to plant about 2 or maybe 3 rows of these carrots to start. And they're carrots. They go pretty much straight down with their roots, and their tops shouldn't be too voluminous. So I should be able to plant them relatively close together as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is use the rake to pull some of this coverage off, to expose an area that I can plant in, because I already have compost and soil under there that's just been sort of sitting fallow. And I'll plant that there, and then I'll go to our compost pile over there in that other area of cinder blocks and put that into my planters, and I'm going to do just maybe a few for the tomatoes, because those are going to need more space. So I'm going to still do those in succession planting as well, but I'm only fewer at a time. So let's get to it. I'm going to start with clearing these leaves. Okay, so I've uncovered the soil and cultivated it reasonably well, I think, I hope. Put in about 3 rows that I'm going to go ahead and put the carrots into. So let's go grab that packet of seeds. So the packet says early sowings can be made 2 to 3 weeks before the spring's last frost date. The tiny seeds should be surface sown and not covered, or covered only minimally, and kept uniformly moist until seedlings are strong. May be sown throughout spring and summer at 2 to 3 week intervals until about a month before the first frost in autumn. Deep, mellow, well-worked soil suits long types. Half-longs and round types are better bets in heavier soils. So that's good. It sounds like there's some, it's definitely some leeway there, some room for different variations. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and, I guess what I'll do is I'll go ahead and it's kind of hard to do this with the phone in my hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and sow these. It doesn't say spacing, so I guess, and they grow down, so I guess I can just sort of sow them pretty much just in the rows. I'm not a carrot farmer, so I don't know if that's true, but I'll try. If anyone thinks I did something wrong, let me know. Just poured some out into my hand, and they are tiny, and there's not actually that many in there that I thought, so I'm gonna try to give them more space than I originally thought. So there were more in the pouch, but not much. So yeah, let's do this. Okay, so I have 3 rows planted, or yeah, sown at least, and not that you can tell the difference because it's so tiny, but I guess it's time just to keep an eye on them. I guess I'll give them a little bit of water and continue to keep them watered, and that'll be that. So keep you up on that. Next, I'm going to grab some compost and put in my planters. So let's go over there. Okay, so we've got a compost pile, which is mostly just a combination of old grass, some vegetables, and very old pumpkin and gourd remains, sort of just hanging out here. Probably should have covered those a little better, but that's okay. I'll do better this season. And I've got my seed starting tray. So this is sort of a fancy tray. It's got these hexagonal seed pods. And they sit inside this tray to keep the moisture, and then they have a lid to keep it covered, warm and moist. So that's cool. I'm excited to use it. But like I said, I don't have a lot of room, and I want to be able to do succession planting on these tomatoes too. So I'm going to start with just 1 row, which will be 6, it looks like. And then I'll go from there. Next time I get some more going, I'll do another 6, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's that. So I could put a lot more in here, but I'm not. So hopefully, I don't know how much I can reuse, but we'll find out. So let's get some soil in there. Hello, Mr. Worms. Mr. Worm 1 and Mr. Worm 2 and Mr. Worm 3. Worms are good. Worms in your compost. Okay, so I got 6 pods filled with soil, nice composted soil, and let's look over the instructions again. We have: start seed indoors 4 to 8 weeks prior to the last frost of spring. Seeds are covered only slightly to allow light, which sometimes assists in germination. Do not allow the soil to dry out. Containers are held in warm conditions until sprouts appear, which may take anywhere from 3 to 10 days, depending on temperature, moisture, etc. Move sprouted plants immediately to bright light conditions, such as south-facing window, or under a growth light setup. After last frost, set out seedlings into the garden and space 2 to 3 feet apart. So, like I said, they need a lot of space. So let's go ahead and put them in here. I guess I'll do 1 per pod, and we'll go from there. Okay, so these guys you can definitely see on top. There's just 1 on each. And I think I'm just going to go in with a little extra soil from the compost pile and just lightly cover, like it says, not heavily, because it says that a little light can help germinate. So I'll cover, and they'll be inside, so they won't have to worry about getting blown around too much, but just little slightly cover, very gently compact, and we'll get some water on these trays and on the carrots, and I guess then it's a waiting game. Okay, everything is cultivated, sown, watered, so now we wait and see. More on that later. Thanks for watching.